With Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 on the horizon, I wanted to revisit Kingdom Come Deliverance, a game that completely altered my perspective on first-person video games. When I discovered Kingdom Come Deliverance for the first time, I had never been a fan of first-person video games, mostly because I had the wrong impression of why the first-person point of view was significant in telling a story and enabling a unique gaming experience. You see, a lot of video games I grew up with didn't have a first-person POV. It was either two-dimensional, third-person, or bird's-eye view, and I got comfortable associating the visual language of a video game through those perspectives. I felt like as a gamer, I needed to see everything in its full picture, otherwise I'd be missing key information or details. Kingdom Come Deliverance does an excellent job at shifting my current point of view on first-person video games. Its immersive world and rich storytelling really embodies the significance of why we enjoy playing video games in the first-person point of view.
It's Appleseed!
The story follows Henry, a blacksmith's boy, who loses his parents when his village is raided by an unknown enemy. He is then recruited into the ranks of Sir Radzig, where he proves himself to be a valiant knight. Henry sets off on a mission to find his father's sword, which was stolen from him by a bandit. At one point in the story, he even joins the monastery in order to unalive a bandit who is on the run and is secretly disguised as a monk. The main story is quite fun and intriguing with lots of twists and turns. It also ties in very nicely with some of the side missions, which to me added to the depth of the world. There are so many moments through Henry's adventures where you really learn to empathize and also respect him as a protagonist. One of the things I've noticed from the beginning is that the game does very little to guide you in any specific direction. This gave me the freedom in how I played the game and the choices I made in the quest I was given.
Sirs, you aren't the first to mix me up with this Henry fellow.
For example, missions have multiple layers. Sometimes you'll fail a mission because you accidentally unalived an NPC when you weren't supposed to, or other times you just flat out make a terrible decision when chatting with an NPC, resulting in a negative outcome, which altogether changes the way a mission plays out. The game really shines in its interesting cast of characters that exist in the world. Each person you come across has a unique personality and different way for you to navigate through dialogue, and it makes the world in Kingdom Come Deliverance really feel alive and vibrant.
First I'm dealing with this bastard!
I'd like to see you try arse and balls.
This immersion is enhanced by the fact that when you start the game as Henry, you are practically skillless, can't fight, can't read, and have terrible social skills.
Maybe you'd like to try out the latest German fashion.
Fuck her! I'll make you pay for that!
But eventually, as you progress through the game, you get better at everything, aka life. I had never played a game where the first time I held a sword, I was practically getting destroyed by any opponent I came across. But eventually, as I leveled my sword wielding skills, I became a badass knight that would stomp anyone in my way. Kingdom Come Deliverance's skill system is one of my favorites in this regard and is very realistically balanced. When you are low level at something, the game makes sure to let you know that. But as you get better, the progress is surely felt. There's a mission early in the game where I was challenged at a shooting competition by Sir Hans, and let me just tell you, I did not do well. Like, at all.
Well, that was awful. I didn't imagine a village yokel like you would have much skill, but you failed to meet even my low expectations.
I don't know why you're wasting your time, Sir Bernard. Nothing will come of him anyway, and at the first sign of trouble, he'll run away like any other cowardly peasant.
The bow and arrow was so complicated to use because you don't have a crosshair or visual indicator. You literally have to train your eye and learn how to aim through muscle memory. Like, actually using your eyes in real life. I told myself I was going to avoid using bow and arrow for the entire game just from the sheer difficulty. However, my opinion quickly changed when I accompanied Sir Hans in a hunting adventure, where I had to use bow and arrow to hunt rabbits in the woods. The excitement that shivered through my body when I successfully shot and hunted my first rabbit was truly one of those moments where I admired Kingdom Come Deliverance's ambition. As I progressed in the bow skill, aiming became easier because I wasn't as shaky while holding the bow, and that motivated me to continue improving. Let's just say I spent many real-life hours hunting rabbits, and I enjoyed every single moment, even all the missed shots. I even came across this NPC who challenged me to a shooting contest where we had to shoot logs floating down a river stream. Every shot that I landed made me realize how much I had improved and showed just how well-rounded the skill system is. The combat leveling is similar, with each weapon type separated and can be leveled. The better you are at wielding a specific type of weapon, the more combos you can perform and land. When you engage in combat, you'll see multiple points indicating where you will land your attack. It feels like a very detailed version of a Souls game where you have to dodge and time your attacks in order to overcome an enemy, and also have to take into account where the attacks are coming from and where you're going to strike. This allowed me to get creative in how I approach combat and define my own fighting style. You can perform perfect blocks, counters, hack and slash combos, and even fake out an enemy. This alone is probably my favorite aspect of Kingdom Come Deliverance. There's a tournament held every week in Rattay, one of the main towns, where you can show off your fighting abilities. One time, I won a tournament by defeating Black Peter, and the following day he ambushed me in the woods because he felt he was deserving of the winning prize, even though he was defeated by me.
What's going on? You think you could just walk off with my prize? Think again.
It is moments like this that really makes the world feel alive and real. Like, NPCs can serve a much bigger purpose and have their own unique autonomies that deepens the game's immersion.
Know what? Go ahead and kill him. What the hell do I care?
Good lad. Knew you'd see sense.
Going back to how the game doesn't guide you in any specific direction, you are free to play the game how you want. And once you've completed the prologue, you are free to explore the world however you like. Each town is filled with new characters, activities, and side missions to complete. A bonus is that you'll find people from your home village scattered across the world. One detail that I appreciated a lot about this game. When I had reunited with Henry's friends Matthew and Fritz, I had never been more happier to see them alive and well. Kingdom Come Deliverance has this sort of charm to it. In my first playthrough, I aspired to be an assassin, thief type character where I focused on leveling my stealth and lockpicking abilities. I had so much fun sneaking into shops in the middle of the night and just unaliving everyone in their sleep and stealing everything they owned. Then the following day, I would sell off all the items and make a fortune. This single-handedly got me addicted to the game and is probably one of the defining moments of Kingdom Come Deliverance. One interesting thing that I noticed is that when you steal items from certain NPCs, they can recognize the items and will confront you straight up about it or tell a guard, which can land you in jail.
Surrender! Don't move a finger! Surrender! You'll have to answer for your lawbreaking.
Unless you have very high speech skills, then you can gaslight your way out of any sticky situation. Also, some NPCs don't respawn, so I had to be extra careful who I decided to stab in their sleep. And going to jail is the worst, because you have to wait in a loading screen, and depending on how serious your crime was, you could be waiting a while. I still feel a little weird about the jail waiting time, but I respect that the game is really trying to make it feel as real as possible. When you go to sleep, you also have to wait the hours. Another aspect that I really appreciated was the fine details added to the fast travel. The world is quite big, so sometimes having to travel from one corner of the world to another just to complete a simple task can come across as tedious. But it can also take you out of the immersion when you can freely teleport from one end to another in a matter of seconds. Kingdom Come Deliverance solves this problem by adding random encounters during your fast travel. You see, the game's fast travel doesn't teleport you from point A to B, but rather you have to watch Henry traverse from one point to another. During these journeys, I had been ambushed multiple times, sometimes resulting in death. Other times, I came across travelers, traders, knights who wanted to challenge me to a friendly duel, and sometimes I became the enemy, unaliving innocents who were begging for coin. And speaking of immersion, I was a bit shocked by the alchemy system in the game. You have to literally use the alchemy table and brew potions as if you were playing a chemistry simulator. I admire the game's ambitious take on realistic elements such as this, but it does get a bit stale when you are given the option to either purchase a potion for cheap or having to play a simulator just to brew a single potion. This is not even taking into account that I would have to go hiking in the forest just to forage the necessary herbs and materials needed to brew said potions. The game does remedy this as you level your alchemy skill and eventually are able to auto brew potions. It's great that the game enables these options as you level up rather than just throw you the solution from the get-go. I can see some players really enjoying the alchemy simulator, and I'm glad that Kingdom Come Deliverance provides an alternative option for the players who couldn't be bothered. The game stands as a strong contender in the medieval RPG genre, portraying historical and geographical accuracy. The locations that exist in the game also exist in real life. For example, here is what Rattay looks like in real life. How cool is that? Overall, I had a really profound experience playing Kingdom Come Deliverance. I had always been turned off by first-person POV games purely because I had the wrong impression of them. I was always terrible at shooting games, which definitely didn't add to my opinion of first person. There were so many memorable moments in Kingdom Come Deliverance where I probably wouldn't have felt the same appreciation for had it been in a different point of view. Like the combat, for example, wouldn't work in a third-person view in my opinion. Or how sneaking around town at night would feel less suspenseful and nerve-wracking, especially with the game's complicated and annoying lockpicking system, or the fact that you had to literally turn your head around to see who was or wasn't behind you felt scary at times. The vibrant cast of NPCs and the large open world are both enhanced when viewed through the first-person lens. You really notice the finer details in the game when you are in the shoes of the protagonist, which was something I thought only worked in games where you can see everything as a whole. I think the details are much finer when you are seeing it up close and personal. The analogy I want to make here is as if you were the driver rather than the passenger. As a driver, you have to pay close attention to everything in order to drive properly and safely, whereas a passenger gets to enjoy everything from a safe distance and sometimes will not notice the important details that a driver has to. To me, first-person gaming is having to live in the shoes of your character and navigating the world through this lens. It creates a truly immersive experience. I'm so glad that I came across Kingdom Come Deliverance because it really opened up this genre for me, and I'm excited to be exploring more first-person video games with this newfound perspective. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, and definitely let me know in the comments below what your opinion is on first-person video games. And let me know if you're gonna be playing Kingdom Come Deliverance too. I know I definitely am. I'm so excited after seeing all this new gameplay. I cannot wait to play it. Anyways, I'll see y'all in the next video. Finish eating that apple.